Hello and welcome. If you can see me and hear me, please drop me a 777 in the chat box. My name's Dr. Jav, and we have an epic, adventurous call for you today. Thank you, Quanisha, and please also let me know where you are from. So I'm just looking at the people on the list. We have a 000. Welcome, 000. Please let us know your full name. We're all family here. It would be good to know who else is on the call. And please, can you also reach out to your groups on WhatsApp and Telegram, and let's get more people on the call. We will start very, very shortly. Let's get as many people as possible on this call because we are here to help you. So Kaylee T, I apologize if I pronounced your name wrong. Welcome from Australia. We have an Australian on the call. Whereabouts from Australia are you, Kaylee? It would be good to know. Obviously, I've been to Australia. Leicester, I don't think that compares to Australia. Welcome, Mandy, from Leicester. So we have Australia on the call. We have Columbus, Ohio on the call. New South Wales, NSW. I have been to New South Wales, beautiful place, and I loved every bit of it. So welcome from New South Wales. So again, my name is Dr. Jav, and just to make it clear from the outset, this call is actually to teach you and show you how to build your business. We are not going to discuss any trading on this call or any products or services that we provide. This is purely to help you to build a business. Again, please can you reach out to everyone in your teams, your family, and let's get more people on the call. We also have my colleague, my friend Mandeep on the call. She needs no introduction. Again, Mandeep, for those of you that are new to the platform, she's financially free, and she's been doing this now for I think 3 or 4 years and loving every moment of it and hasn't looked back since. So what we're going to do today is a little bit different to what we did last week. Today it's going to be more a Q&A type session. So Mandeep, you are already co-host. I think you've unco-hosted yourself, so I'll make you co-host again. So just give me a second. So as I was saying prior, today we're going to have a bit of a Q&A session to show you and teach you how to absolutely smash your network marketing business. Now, whether you know this or not, network marketing is actually a very, very old profession. It's a very, very successful way to earn a very, very good living, and also to have your own business. If you've never had a business before, network marketing provides you with a great platform to have your own business for very little outlay. Now, I don't know if you know this, but if you were to start a McDonald's franchise today, you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions. In network marketing, obviously, you can start with a very, very small outlay, sometimes just a few $100s, and you can do extremely well from this. Now, we have some new people on the call today, so welcome to the call if you're new to the platform. Welcome to the team, welcome to the family. Mandeep, are you on the call?
Yes, Dr. Jav here, ready to rock and roll. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, Mandeep. How are you?
Yes, all good, all good.
Okay, just bear with me a second. So before we make a start on the Q&A, we have had some questions in via WhatsApp, and if you do have any questions, please send us your questions via the chat box, and we will try and answer those questions during this call. Again, just to make it clear, we are here to help you grow your business, so everything we discuss today will be related to that. So, Mandeep.
Yes, so welcome everyone.
What's going down in Leicester?
Yeah, it's all good. Leicester is good. Just being quite busy today with meetings, lots going on, and Dr. Jav and I were discussing, how can we serve you, and what we thought we'd do is do a bit of a Q&A today to help you towards growing your business. Jav will be asking me some questions. I will be asking him some questions, and to all of you on the call, feel free to put your questions in the chat box. You might be thinking, I want to know something about the platform, about building my own business, about mindset. So whatever it is, feel free to put your questions in the chat box. But I know, like Dr. Jav mentioned, we do have quite a few new people on the call. So Dr. Jav, my question to you, first question, is what inspired you to come into sort of the building a business, earning residual income? Why did that appeal to you in particular?
Okay, Mandeep, thank you for that amazing question. If I rattle on for too long, please do stop me.
Sure. No worries.
So this is especially apt for those new people on the call. So if you don't know me, my name is Dr. Jav, and when I was very, very young, I had an option to become a doctor or an engineer, and funnily enough, I decided to do both. I went to university for a very, very long time, left university, started my first job, and guess what? My first job, I absolutely hated it. I hated my first job and decided that I should resign my position on the first day of the first professional job that I'd ever had in my life. But I stayed in that job for a few months because obviously when you leave university, you have bills to pay. And in fact, in the UK, I think I read somewhere £50,000 in the region of, that's how much debt you have when you leave university. In the USA, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. And again, I left university thinking, I'll start work, I'd love it and make my millions. But of course, as we all know, job is just on broke. And that is how I felt, because every single month I had more month at the end of the money. Every single penny I spent. In fact, I spent more than I had. And I decided to leave that position and start my own business. I came across the book Rich Dad Poor Dad on my way to Australia. I think it was Sydney or Melbourne, at the airport, Heathrow Airport. I found the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read it cover to cover on the flight to Australia. By the time I was back in the UK, I was actually a property millionaire within 3 years. And following that, I started trading the stock markets, foreign exchange trading, cryptocurrency trading. And that is what brings me here. We have an amazing, amazing platform. We have so many mentors within our mindset group that can help you to succeed. In fact, there's no reason why you should not succeed within this business, because we have everything that you could ever want. All you have to do is provide the action. Success is not free. Just make some effort, do something every single day, be consistent and persistent, and you'll smash it. Same question to you, Mandy.
Wow, well, what can I say, Dr. Jav? I think it's pretty similar for myself as well. But ladies and gents, I want you to really understand what residual income is. It's doing the work once and getting paid over and over again. I mean, imagine you're in a situation where you go into work tomorrow and your boss says to you, do you know what? You don't need to, come into work. Okay, so tomorrow's Tuesday, and they call you up like literally right now and say, look, you don't ever need to come in on a Tuesday ever again, because of all the length of service you've given us for the last 8 years, 10 years, 2 years, 5 years. We've made a decision. We're going to pay you every Tuesday, but you don't need to come into work. And that is the power of residual income. More recent examples. I mean, my favorite example is J.K. Rowling. She's the world's first billionaire with a B for Bravo. So she's the world's first billionaire author. She actually wrote her books on Harry Potter in 1999. And she reached that billionaire status quite recently. So look, it's taken that 21 years to get there. But hey, she did the work back in the 90s, and she's getting paid for that over and over again. Every time a book is sold, every time someone goes into Harry Potter world, every time, Harry Potter films are played on the TV, she gets paid that residual income. So it's something that is really passive, it's powerful. And even music stars, pop stars, they all earn residual income, and it's very, very powerful. Now, I'm sure for a lot of you, maybe you don't have a great voice, in terms of going down the singing route, or maybe you don't know how to write a book, and you're not really that author type. So it got me thinking, what can I do to earn residual income like a superstar? And it was basically this. It was literally this platform where, I can show people the way, I can impact people, but I want to live every day like a Sunday. That's how I want to live my life until my end days on this planet. I don't want to have to wait till the weekend. I was having a conversation with someone else just yesterday who I met on LinkedIn, and they were saying, look, I'm in a box for 5 days, and then I get let out of the box for 2 days, but I'm in this box for 5 days. She was talking about her job, box for 5 days, in the prison, she called it, for 5 days, and then she's let out on the weekend. She has 2 days worth of freedom, and she goes, what is my life? And I said, well, I'll tell you what it is, and you better jump on board with this platform. So we're having conversations now. But again, think of the idea, you're getting paid. We get paid through this platform every single Friday. So how would you like a piece of that pie, where you're impacting other people and you're helping them? And look, it's such a great feeling when you're getting paid that, rather than at the end of the month, which I'm sure, Dr. Jav, you did on in the corporate world. I did as well, having to wait a whole month until you're getting paid. Here you get paid weekly, which is absolutely fantastic. So am I asking you a question now, or are you asking me a question now?
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to add to what you said, because that was very, very relevant, because most people that work in jobs, most people, as you know, Mandy, work for 40 hours a week for 40 years to retire on 40% of what they could not afford to live on in the first place. And unfortunately, the system is geared towards that. And myself and Mandy, we're so happy and grateful that we've come out of that box world. And again, many people spend their lives in a cubicle in the office. They go home into another cubicle, they're home, and next day they sit in another cubicle, another box, their car, go to work in a box, back home in a box, and then when they die, they're in the box as well. So that is the life of a boxed person. And again, we are so, and I can speak for Mandeep here as well, we are so happy and grateful that we have managed to smash through that box and we are no longer living in that boxed world. So Mandeep, if I can ask you the next question, if you want to add anything to that, please do so, but I can ask you the next question as well.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go to the next one.
So I'm just looking at my messages. Let's find the next question. So again, I've noticed a few more people jump on the call. This call is purely on how to build your network marketing business. And if you do have any questions, you can either WhatsApp us or you can send us those questions via the chat box. So just bear with me while I find those questions, Mandeep. Now, as we all know, edification is so important. So Mandeep, firstly, what does edification mean to you? And secondly, why is it important? Why should customers, members of the organization, or anyone within the network marketing profession do edification?
Okay, ladies and gents, if you genuinely want to build a big business, then you're really going to want to take notes on what I'm going to say here, because I'm going to spend a good, sort of 4 to 5 minutes on this topic. It's just so important because I didn't know about this before I came into this industry, but edification is something that can pay you very well if you learn it and do it properly. So what is it? Edification means when you are giving someone else power and credibility. So for example, your mentors, it could be your teams, it could be someone that you want to edify. Edification, edify, it's all the same thing, but it means when you're giving someone else power and credibility. So for example, if you're prospecting, okay, if you're speaking to one of your friends, and you pick up the phone, and you're edifying Dr. Jav, for example, right? And you say to that friend, hey, listen, I've just started a business, I'm really excited about it, and my mentor Jav will give you a call. So just keep your phone on you, and he'll give you a call. Let's say tonight. Is that good? Okay, great. So he'll call you tonight. That's scenario number 1. Okay, and I want you to work with me on this. Now I'm going to share with you scenario number 2. So you then call the same friend, but this time the conversation is a little different with the added edification. So this time you're going to say, hey, Sarah, how you doing? Listen, it's just a quick call. I have started an amazing platform and I'm so excited about it. I want you to speak to my mentor. He is financially free. He's got a background in the corporate world and in property, but he's actually full-time in forex and crypto, and he's absolutely smashing the game. Gosh, you know what? He's retired quite early on. Instead of, in the 60s, he's done it a lot earlier, which is what the government told him. But he's inspiring and impacting so many people around the world. And I'm really excited about this. He's quite high profile. So when he does call you tonight or tomorrow, make sure that you're available. So Sarah, let me know, is today or tomorrow good for you? Pause, wait for her to respond. And then once she responds, then you can get her on the call. So I want you to put in the chat box, what was better, scenario 1 or scenario 2? Put it in the chat box, because I want to just make sure that everybody's really understanding the power of edification. Exactly. So you can all see from there is scenario number 2. You're giving that person power and credibility, because now the friend Sarah will think, oh my God, he's high profile. I better make sure I make myself available. Because if they don't think much of your mentor or of your leader, they're not going to be listening. Your prospect will not be listening on the call, because if you don't think much of that mentor, how will they think anything of that mentor? So you actually hold power. You've got to build up the image. That's the best way to share it. Really building up the image of your mentor, that you respect them, you love them, you're going to listen to them, you are there because of them. So if you paint that kind of respect and that picture, you're giving them power, you're giving them credibility, you're building up their image, then that's what's really going to help you to succeed in the future. And honestly, this skill, it really does work. It makes a big difference, because now when Dr. Jav comes on the Zoom call with Sally or Sarah, I can't even remember which name I said, but when Dr. Jav comes on the call, Sarah is most likely to sign up because she thinks, wow, I'm speaking to the expert, not just a mentor, but I'm speaking to the expert. Therefore, I need to listen clearly and carefully because he has the results that I want. He lives every day like a Sunday, and I want to have that result. That's what's probably going to be going through her mind. And so by the end of the presentation, she's more likely to sign up. She's more likely to say, you know what, actually, I do want to give it a go. I do think it's good. It looks credible. It sounds credible. And I really want to do this. So, I mean, this call is recorded, so you can play it back, but really make sure that you understand the power of edification, because it will massively help you build your businesses. So if you are, for example, bringing on Dr. Jav or myself, on the calls, or even your own mentors in your groups, please ensure that you're edifying them, not only to your prospects, but to your teams as well, because your teams will then, they will be able to be impacted as well positively, and that will really help to build your business. So Jav, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Mandy, that's an absolutely amazing answer. I think you beat Encyclopedia Britannica, Wikipedia, Google.
Wow.
But no, a very good comprehensive answer. And just to add to that, I mean, edification, as you said, it's so important. It's like if you were to go and watch a movie that you like, you actually edify that movie to your friend or colleague.
Yeah.
If you go to a restaurant that you like and they've served you the best steak ever, you will edify that restaurant. You won't say, I went to the restaurant, the meal was okay, I think you should go. You dig into it a little bit deeper than that. The steak was beautiful, succulent, just the right amount of salt and pepper, and big steaky chips that went with it. Absolutely awesome. Whatever you want to say about steak for a fair few minutes, and you would sell that to the other person. And edification is the same process. It's like like selling a service or product to a person, but again, in this case, it's another person that you're selling. But no, great answer, Mandeep. Absolutely amazing. Am I asking the next question, or are you?
I think I'm asking the next question.
Okay.
So my question to you is, talk to us about team spirit and unity, because obviously, one of the things that I think we learned very early on is that, if we want to build a big business, successful business, relationships are key, unity is key. But please go into detail a bit more about that, why that's important. Why should people plug into these calls? Why should they get on the team calls? Why should they call their mentors or their sponsors? So a bit about that. Over to you.
Thank you, Mandeep, for that. Now, if I start off by saying that if you're in a job, for example, you have the corporate culture, and what you'll find is, in fact, many jobs that I've applied for in the past, I'd had to go through all this profiling before I got that job. So I'd go through all those questions and just to see if I was the good fit for that company. And the reason they do that is primarily, firstly, to see if you can do the job, and also secondly, to see if you will stay within that company and make the money, which is the ultimate aim. Now, when it comes to unity and your experience within this, or I call it organization, call it family, call it whatever you want, retention is also so important. So within our team, we have several thousand people all over the world, let's say, and it's very important that we are all singing from the same hymn sheet. I'll say that again. It's very important that we are all singing from the same hymn sheet. I'm not going to go into the qualification of frequencies in that much detail, but what I will do is I'll give you a resource. If you were to watch many of Bob Proctor's videos, for example, we have a whole suite of videos within our back office. He talks about frequencies and the frequencies that you put out and receive. So obviously your brain, it puts out frequencies and you receive frequencies. And if everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet, we've all got the same collective goal and individual goals, we are more likely to achieve those goals. For example, let's say our collective goal is to create, let's say, a couple of hundred six-figure earners. If every single person within our organization, within our family, is aware of that goal, and we are all singing the same hymn sheet and moving towards that goal, it's more likely to happen. Now, I'm not going to go to goal setting in that much detail today, because it's a huge topic. We can cover this on another day, but in a nutshell, whatever you are thinking will happen. Whatever you say to yourself every single day, and we all talk to ourselves. Self-talk is happening all the time. Whatever you say to yourself every single day, it will happen. When I bought my previous car, I was thinking about that car, I want to say for that long a time. I only thought about it in great detail for about 7 days. So I decided I wanted to buy a new car. I thought about it for 7 days, but that thought was extremely, extremely focused. And that was the only thing I could think about for 7 days. And within 7 days, I bought the car. So again, going back to Mandeep's question, unity, as we all know, is extremely important, because we are all here to help every single other person within the family. And we are all part of the same family. We have our own mastermind group. So if anyone ever has any questions, we are here to help you. And if everybody else is aware of your goals, we will help you to move towards your goals every single day. And to retain unity, to have retention in the business, you can do several things. Now, if you go back to our WhatsApp group and also our Telegram group, for example, the private groups we have Zoom calls, webinars every single day. And if you include the training from back office, I would say we have tens of Zoom calls or webinars every single day to not just teach you how to use the products and services, but also to build you as a person so that you can achieve your goals much, much quicker than otherwise. So attending these webinars, excuse me, attending our live events, we have a live event schedule as well in the WhatsApp group. Attending those live events, having one-to-ones with your mentors, or two-to-ones or three-to-ones, whatever it is, with your mentors will make a huge difference to your business. Now, promotion is obviously everything, and we are here to support you. When I first started in business, I did not understand the concept of helping other people so that the universe, God, could help me in return. But I understand that fully now. And that is why one of my goals is to help, I think it was 1,000 people become financially free this year, because I understand that the more people I help, the more God will help me. And Mandeep comes from the same place. We all believe in the same thing ultimately, that we're here to help others, because when you help others achieve what they want, you will get what you want. And together, obviously, we all know about synergy. Together, we are stronger than if we were on our own as individuals. Mandeep, I hope that answered your question.
100%. Yep. It's all about unity, ladies and gents. You know, if we can build a team and a culture where everyone is one heartbeat, that's what's going to make a massive difference. You know, we went to a convention, Dr. Jav and I, and a group of us a few years ago, and what the speakers spoke about mainly was the fact that the people with the best relationships and the unity have the biggest businesses. They have the biggest incomes. Why? Because they're impacting people with their voice and their appearance, but they have that camaraderie, they have that friendship. They're not just business partners, they're friends. You know, Dr. Jav and I, we're not just business partners, we're genuinely really good friends, you know, and that's what you want to really focus on, the fact that this is not just a business, a transactional business where someone comes into your own group and, you know, they're learning how to trade forex or crypto or e-commerce, and that's it. And you're just having a conversation about business all the time. No, get to know your team, get to know about their families, get to know about their likes, their dislikes, get to know about them. And you'll find that when you really invest in people and in their emotions and care about them, that's what's going to make the biggest difference. I think there's a phrase, Jav, you might have to help me out with this, but people don't know how much you care. Oh, sorry, they don't know how, what's the phrase? I think
I'll have to Google it, I forgot it.
I'm trying to think of that phrase. I thought it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember. I think he's Googling it right now. People don't know how much you care until they know
how much they care.
Sorry, guys, we really messed that bit up there. But if you Google it, and I think Jav's doing that. Have you found it?
People don't know how much you know until they... It's not how much you know, it's how much you care.
Yeah. So the caring element is what we're trying to get across, ladies and gents. Sorry, we sort of really Googled that, but we didn't in time. But that's the point I'm trying to make. The point is that showing that care for people, connecting with people. Hey, how are you? Not always talking about business. You know, yes, you're in the same business together, but just ask them how their weekend was. How's things? How was your weekend? How are you doing? How's the little one? You weren't feeling so good the other day. How are you doing now? Put a smile on their face, compliment them, but be together, be united. And it's not just with your team, it's with everybody, your mentors, your leaders, your upline, everyone around you. Be connected and stay connected. So the unity point is definitely key one. So Jav, I think it's your turn to ask me now.
Yep. So Mandy, just for your own reference, you might want to write this down. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Okay, that's the one. I'll have to write that
again.
down.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Right, got it. Okay. People don't know how much you care until they know how much you. I'll send it to me. Send me the screenshot.
What I'll do is I'll send you the screenshot.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No problem.
But no, it's such a valid point. Again, people that start a new business for the first time, they miss the emotive side, the caring side out altogether. And when you become results orientated, sometimes it's very easy to forget about EI, and EI is so important. In fact, it's more important than most other things. And of course, because we have Bob Proctor as one of our mentors, we all understand that if I just use the example of trading, for example, 90 to 99% of trading is mindset. So most things that you do is in your mind. So when you decide to do something, it will happen. And again, emotions and caring for others is all part of that. And that is why one of our remits is to help 1,000 people become financially free, because we care about you and we want our family to succeed, because your success is our success. So Mandeep, thank you for that. And how are we doing for time? Let's have a look.
We've got about 5 more minutes left.
Okay, so this will be the last question. Please do use the chat box if you do have any further questions. If we cannot answer your questions on today's call, what we will do is on next week's call or the week after, we'll answer your questions. So please keep your questions coming. Whenever you have bottlenecks in business, and this happens all the time, regardless of your business, you sometimes need a mentor to lean on, and that is why we are here. So the last question for you, Mandy, is, it's about your why. Why are you doing this business? I'm obviously not just yourself, for any other person that's joined the business. Why is your why so important?
I think a lot of people might have heard this before, and it does sound sort of, maybe it might sound a bit cringy or whatever it is, especially if you're new to the business, but you have really got to know your why. You need a why that makes you cry. And what that means is that you need to know here why you are trading. You need to know here why you want residual income. You need to know here what's going to make you tick. And the reason why I say that is because this business, in fact, any business out there, is not plain sailing. Life in general is not plain sailing, because you're going to get challenges all the time in your life. And challenges might come in the form of people, events, circumstances, but you've got to learn to deal with it here. You see, if you know why you're doing the business, if you know why you want to trade, why you should be logging onto those HFX calls and understanding compounding and knowing about the foreign exchange market and, learning about support and resistance and the technicals, why you should be talking to people about the business or earning residual income, you will have it here because your why will motivate you. For some people, it's the fact that they're sick and tired of being sick and tired or living in a box. For others, it's that they genuinely don't want to look at another discounted price for a holiday or a home or a car or even a meal. Some of us, it might be that, we're having to always wait for the discounts or wait for the offers before we start to enjoy life. For some of you, it might be your kids. You've gone through a struggle and you do not want to see your children go through the same struggle. You don't want to see your loved ones go through the same struggle. It could be your siblings, your parents, your relatives, your colleagues, whoever it is, but you don't want them to see the same things that you saw when you were growing up, maybe around money, maybe around the fact that there was lack of money. So you've really got to get tuned into this, because look, you are going to have moments in this business, and I'm going to tell you the truth right now. You're going to have moments in this business where you might want to give up. You might blow an account. You might get greedy behind closed doors and increase that lot size. Someone might leave your business. Someone might sign up already, guns blazing, I want to do this. And the next day they send you a message saying, I'm not ready. This is not for me. My present circumstances mean that I can't stay. Or someone said, boo, this is not worth it. This is a scam. This is a that. But you've got to keep in mind your why, because most people out there, they're going to want to hold you back or pull you back to where they are in their reference. You know, because the thing is, you are the equivalent of the 5 people you hang out with. And I remember having this exact conversation an hour ago with someone else. And I said to the group of people, I said, look, you were the equivalent of the 5 people you hang out with. Before I came into this business and started entrepreneurship, I was the equivalent of 5 people in the corporate world in my office. So these people used to be very stressed, working long hours, overworked and underpaid, working on weekends, never seeing families, and always waiting for discounts and special offers, because we were so overworked and underpaid that, you know, maybe expenses were high, whatever it was, but it meant that we always had to wait to have a good time. So it was always delayed gratification for the great things in life. And I remember thinking to myself, I don't want this. Like, I'm so fed up of waking up in the dark, because in the UK, it's always dark in winter, basically. But you wake up at 6:30, it's dark. You go into your car, ready for work, it's dark. You then come back at 6:30, 7 in the evening, it's dark. It's almost like you're never seeing light. And I thought to myself, I don't want to live this life where I'm just in a box. I'm just in the dark all the time. And so when challenges hit you, or when they come across in your way, you're going to learn how to deal with them. Because remember, challenge, if you take out the middle part of challenge, the beginning and the end forms change. Challenge becomes change. Your challenges will change you, ladies and gents, for the better. For the better. So you've got to really understand why you're doing this business. If it's you want to earn a couple of £100 or dollars a month, great, fantastic. But if I'm totally honest with you, maybe you won't stay the course of, you know, you might not stay the course of, you know, however long you need to stay in this platform to see it through. So when there is a challenge, you might think, well, that's not really worth a couple £100 and I don't want the hassle, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to quit. It's easier to quit. Whereas if you have a genuine why, that I want to see my children through university, I want to give my daughter or son the best dream wedding of their dreams, not scraping by wedding. I want to gift them with something. I want to do something for myself, my husband, my wife, my parents. How many people do you know that have retired their parents? Have you done it? Do you know someone that's done it? What if you could gift your parents with that gift of retirement at an early age in the next 6 to 12 months instead of in their late 60s? So you've got to really understand that your why has to you really got to feel it. It doesn't matter whether you're building the business, trading, or doing both. You've got to really understand that this business will require, you know, commitment, discipline, but it will really require you to understand why you're doing it, because that is what is going to keep you going through and through. So Dr. Jav, I don't know if you want to add anything to that, but I know we both have strong whys. We've been in the business, you know, sort of on average about 3 years now, just over that. But why are we still here is because we have very, very strong whys. I know I do, and I've got big goals. There are certain things and cultures and places and people I want to meet and see, and I've not done those yet. So I'm not going to stop until I get there. And Dr. Jav, what about yourself?
Mandeep, that was absolutely awesome. Thank you for that. Your why must make you cry. So your why has to be bigger than you, otherwise it won't work. And obviously, if you're a caring person, most of us, in fact, probably all of us, have big whys, and quite often it's very, very easy to forget what your why is. And I don't have it in front of me, but you know, I've got several books, and in these books I've got my affirmations, my gratitude journal, and also the whys that are very, very relevant to me. So obviously my why is so important because, as Mandeep was saying, this business is full of ebbs and flows, ups and downs. And if you don't know what your why is, if your why is not important to you, if your why does not make you cry, why are you doing this business? It's not going to work for you. You might as well just go to a job just on broke for the next 30 or odd years, only to retire on 40% of what you could not afford to live on. Now, many people are living in a box and living in the dark, as Mandeep was saying, both in terms of the environment and also in their life generally. And again, the platform we have is absolutely amazing. I'd like to thank every single person for attending this call. Thank you, Mandeep, to come on this call as well. It's been a
Thank you
great
so
call.
much to everyone and to yourself as well, Dr. Jav. Thank you.
Thank you, Mandeep, so much for coming on the call. And until next week, we'll see you then. And again, like I said earlier, if you have any questions, please do let us have your questions and we'll try and answer them going forward. And this year is going to be an amazing year. There's only how many months left, Mandeep? October, November, December, 3 months left.
3 months, people, 3 months.
So we only have 3 months left, and that's it. 2022 will be upon us. I want every single person on this call to smash your goals and to make them happen ASAP. Let's do it together. We talked about unity. Unity is so important. We can get that together as a team much quicker than on our own. My name is Dr. Jav. Thank you for your time. We will see you next week. Thank you. God bless, and I'll see you soon.